Now we're cooking with gas. Yeah. All right. There we go. That's it. Good morning. I should probably put on some headphones so I can hear whatever I am saying. Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Oh, how are you? I hope you're good. Happy Labor Day. Boo-doo-doo. Neil, is it Labor Day up there too? Is it Labor Day in Canada? Is that something that's happening in Canada today? Oh, good. Okay. Happy Labor Day then. Wow, isn't it fun to share a holiday? Maybe in the interest of world peace, we should consider doing that. Maybe we should consider sharing holidays. Don't you think that would make a huge difference? Like literally, if there were international holidays, and literally nobody, well, yeah, never mind. It's probably not that good an idea. Anyway, good morning. Um, I did a lot of sleeping this weekend. When July 1st is Friday and July 4th is Monday, we kind of share. Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Except you're not really independent, right? Don't you still belong to England? That's true. I know. We don't yeah. Americans have never done a great job with May Day. So, I don't know. I don't know about Canada, but no? 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 Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Anyway. So yeah, this weekend I slept most of the weekend. I don't know what's wrong with me. I think there's some I don't know what's wrong. Um I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's something not great, not quite right. I think it's mental. I don't know. I feel like super exhausted all the time and literally can lay down and take a nap anytime. So I'm not quite sure why that is, but that's okay. It happens. Maybe it's just a thing. Maybe it's just a phase. Maybe it's just a phase. Who knows? I don't know. But I don't like it and I'm tired of it and I'm going to try that CoQ10 that someone suggested. I don't know if it was Max or maybe it was you, Neil. So I'm going to try that. Um you've been doing a lot of OT with the two political conventions. I guess so. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a lot. I mean, it feels like a lot in the moment. But it's also the heat. The heat can make me like really tired. So and it got particularly hot like this weekend. And so maybe I don't know. I am gonna call my doctor because I need to get my meds redone anyway, but I think I am gonna call my doctor. I don't know. And to be honest, there's something going on with my neck. And it might just be like um what is that? Your your glands get swollen when you're not feeling good or whatever. So it could just be that, but I'm feeling like really like I don't know, there's something wrong with it. Or I'm just old. It could be that. Could be just getting older. Yeah. Anyway, but that's my excuse for this weekend is that I couldn't it was really hard to just stay awake, frankly. Yeah. But here we are. Another day, another beautiful day. Awake. Awake. Sounds plausible. Yeah. The thing about it is when you get older, you just notice everything breaking a little more, I think, than if it broke when you were younger, you might not think too much about it. But, now you kind of think, oh, okay, something else wrong? No. So anyway, it's partly that. Maybe a nice lymph cleaning massage. Ooh, sorry. Hi, Lisa. That actually sounds like a great idea. That's probably what it is. It's probably like a lymph thing or something. I don't know. But I gotta do something. I am definitely, you know what else I'm doing is I ate some spinach this weekend. So I think I'm going to incorporate more like dark leafy greens into my diet, like on a daily basis. Like literally, I feel like I have to eat at least some dark green leafy vegetable every day. So it's probably iron too, right? Like there's a million things your body can. I'm sure living on Cheetos and hot tamales is probably not the best diet. So I guess I deserve whatever I get. Anyway, I'm gonna ease into this morning, and then some stuff that I made about Kenneth Cheesebro, and I thought we would just look back at some of the stories about Kenneth. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Are you sitting in court? Oh no. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Are you sitting at a bar in San Juan? When is the next fun trial? Ooh, let's think. Well, I thought that, actually, this is September. So, frankly, there should be some trials. For what it's worth, I get a green veg every time I grocery shop. Kale, Brussels sprouts. That's a smart idea. That's the type of habit building that I need to do, Neil. Where it's like, okay, it's daily. I need to have some greens. What am I going to have? You know what I mean? And in my grocery shopping, every time there has to be a leafy green, at least one. There could be more, but I don't know. I think it's just one of those things that I need to do. I'm pretty sure the iron is a part. I don't know. I think it's a combo. I think I'm old. Okay, how about that? How about I'm just an old bitch with a big heart and a bigger mouth? How about those? How about that? That could be it. That could be it. Anyways, yeah, the next fun trial. Okay, so I think Stephanie Lambert, who was Boris, no, excuse me. She was oh fuck. Whose lawyer was she? Why is it leaving my mind right now? Oh, Patrick Byrne. She's Patrick Byrne's lawyer. So I feel like well, I don't think we're going to be able to watch any of the, I don't know. This is a good question. Lisa, I really love this question. Hold on, let me just check, because I don't know when the Stephanie Lambert trial in Michigan is taking place, but that is about, she was not only a fake elector, but she's also fucking Patrick Byrne's lawyer. Okay, let's take a look at this. All right, May 8th, 2024. A.G. Nessel, so Dana Nessel from Michigan, charges attorney Stephanie Lambert and former Adams Township clerk Scott for 2020 election voter data breach. Okay, so that was May. Okay, I don't understand what it is with font choices on these websites, but I'm going to tell you right now, they're stupid. No human can read that first thing in the morning. Talk about getting old. When I was a kid, I'd never eat that stuff. Now, delicious. I know, Neil. That's the thing. It's easy to make it really good. It really is, yeah. Well, old. But, or nold. I'm a little noldy. I'm a little noldy. I also think I need to move more. I think I'm been very sedentary these last few months. and I need to leave the house more. So I also know I need to do that. There's a lot of things I need to do in order before I like start blaming everybody else for my woes, my physical woes. Okay, let's see. Today, Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announced charges against former Adams Township clerk Stephanie Scott and her private attorney Stephanie Lynn Gentilla, also known as Stephanie Lambert, for allegedly permitting unauthorized computer examiner access to voter data, including non-public voter information concerning the 2020 general election. Okay, so that was her data breach. But then she's also, when is she going on trial? Because I think Stephanie Lambert might be our next. Fuck. I need a one-stop shop for all of these goddamn. What's the frequency, Kenneth? There might be. Oh, I guess we can't watch disbarments together. I need to either decide I'm going to break that law or something. I don't know. Lawyers defending American democracy. Oh, okay. So, well, let's see. There's this. Lawyers defending American democracy sent a complaint to the Michigan Supreme Court Attorneys Grievance Commission calling for the immediate investigation of attorney Stephanie Lambert. The complaint, signed by 24 legal and ethics experts, meticulously lays out the following case. In the course of litigation in the Pennsylvania courts, Lambert counseled and assisted her client, Fulton County, Pennsylvania, in facilitating multiple unlawful inspections of election equipment in violation of orders entered by the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. Lambert shared confidential discovery materials from an opposing party in the litigation, Dominion Voting Systems, with non-parties in blatant violation of a protective order entered by a court. See, I think all of the Dominion stuff should be public. All the court cases involving Dominion, that should be public. Because those are the ones that people need to hear in order to not be able to deny what a shithead everybody is for going after Dominion. Oh my God, my eyes watering. Okay. Let's see. Lambert shared confidential discovery materials. Okay. Lambert is facing felony charges that include unlawful possession of a Dominion voting system's voting machine and facilitation of unapproved inspections that led to unauthorized access to voter data, including non-public voter information concerning 2020 general election. In a certiorari petition to the Supreme Court of the United States, Lambert falsely claimed that access to the Fulton County voter data was authorized by her client, when in fact there was no lawful vote of the Fulton County. And this is Fulton County, Pennsylvania. This is not Georgia. Fulton County commissioners, which is required by state law. These and other actions by Lambert violate numerous provisions of the Michigan Rules of Professional Conduct. Okay. So, I want to download that. Hold on. Where's my kitties? Come here. Come here, the kitty cam. Come on, everybody wants to see the kitty in the... Okay, fine. He left. He's like, no. I'm sorry, my eyes watering. What's the frequency? I don't have any tissue. But I do have a clean makeup pad. So I'll try and get my eye to stop watering. Okay. Anyway. Okay, here we go. Wait. Where am I? Okay. Lambert is facing federal... Okay, include unlawful possession. Okay. Oh, that's right. I was going to go... Oh, no, I want to do this. I want to put this in Michigan. Do I have a Michigan folder? I do. Oh, my God. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Oh, my God. I'm so smart. Let's look at the ethics complaint. I'm going to put it in my folder. Okay. So I think Stephanie Lambert is a potential case. We need a good case. I mean, we really do. We need a good case. Okay, well, let me just go to the old master calendar just to see. Probably nothing. Okay, today it says in the master calendar from justsecurity.org, it says in the Mar-a-Lago case that amicus briefs in support of the government appeal from Judge Cannon dismissing the indictment based on the alleged unlawful appointment and funding of special counsel or in support of neither party due today. In the Mar-a-Lago case, I don't know if that's really true anymore because of being dismissed and all. DC election interference status conference, that's Thursday at 10 a.m. On Friday, in the E. Jean Carroll case number 2, oral argument at 10 a.m. before Second Circuit Court of Appeals on Trump appeal of the May 2023 jury verdict. Looks like maybe, October 21? Swiss chard. I love Swiss chard with a little bit of sour cream. Yum. Let's see. Blasingame. Let's New York election interference. Judge Merchan to issue the decision on Trump motion to set aside the jury's guilty verdict based on the U.S. Supreme Court's presidential immunity decision. Oh, boy. There's some more discovery in Blasingame. I thought that case was over. What, am I wrong about that? I guess. How's there more argument in that? Yeah. So there are court cases happening, but the master calendar has been left to the side. I'm just going to try. What? Oh, wait, what is this? No. Litigation in the 2020 election. I need one place. I need one place that says these are the court cases that are happening in September. You can watch these ones. You can't watch these ones. That's what I need. I might just switch my entire life focus into creating that. Although I wouldn't be able to do it because I can't even find them as it is. So I guess I'm the wrong person to do that. Anyway. Okay, but we're going to go on to Cheesebro, actually. Because I promised you some conversation about Kenny Cheesebro. So we will sort out the whole court schedule, I promise. But we also have some names to start to understand a little bit better. Now, keep in mind, I smoke a lot of weed. And my attention span is fairly short. So if you're coming here for a frontline level expose of Kenneth Cheesebro, or even a Twitter level expose of Kenneth Cheesebro, you've come to the wrong place. I'll tell you what I know and what I found, and then we'll go from there. I have some Swiss chard in my fridge. Ooh, yum. Oh my God, Neil, that sounds so good. Anyway, so I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. Then first I'm going to find some weed and take a little. I'm having the very European breakfast this morning. So I realize that in the morning I do need to eat something. And I need to not eat Cheetos. Yeah, like a TV guide plus court TV. But like for... Yeah, that's what I need. That's what I need. I'm eating some cheese. I'm eating some cheese this morning as my breakfast. I'm feeling very European. Very fancy. Very dairy. With some absolutely delicious coffee. Mm. Okay. So what I put together was half-assed, as usual. That there's no reason for me to pretend. I thought about that last night. I'm like, why are you doing this? Because like you really, I don't have like a real attention span or anything. So And I'm certainly not a researcher. But I thought, oh, I really kind of want to do this, though. Because, I almost dropped my weed. Okay. Anyway. All right, let me take away our campfire. My campfire. Let me take away the campfire. Where is... Oh, there it is. Where is the campfire? Where is the campfire? This is my notes. Maybe I shouldn't... Well, I guess I could. Doesn't really matter. Okay. I just wanted to show you that I do work. I work hard for you. I work hard for the money. Maybe not. Oh, wait, how do I do this so that it's big? Because I need this to be big. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Are you going to school? Oh, yeah. Can I make this bigger? No. Why can't I view? Oh, I know. I can view. Can I zoom it? Editing, viewing. Well, can I see it big? Zoom. I see. Ah, there we go. That's a little bit better. Well, even not as good as we need it to be. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Are you coming to church? Oh, yeah. Okay. So I just created a Google Doc to get ready for this little show. And so these are just my notes, but it has some links in it. So let's see. Do I have a picture of Kenneth Cheesebro? I don't think I do, actually. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Are you coming to church? Oh, yeah. Okay. And then let me see if I can find a picture of little Kenny Cheesebro. Oh, you know what? I love my picture. Wait, hold on. Let me get my picture. Hold on. What am I thinking? I have a perfectly good picture of him. What's the frequency? Well, I'll come up with a new song. What's another Kenneth song? I don't know. What is your deal, sir? What is your deal, sir? What is your deal? What is your deal? What is your deal? What is your deal? Oh, weird. Okay. Anyway. All right. I like this picture that I did of him. I made it myself. This is Old San Juan. This is AI version of Old San Juan. Sorry. A bar in Old San Juan specifically. And then there's Kenny, and he's... Can I get a witness? Can I get a witness? Neil, that's a good one. Can he get a witness? Can he be a witness? Anyway, so this is my picture of Kenneth. He's tending bar in Old San Juan as we speak. Yep. We'll put him right here. We'll put him right there. Yeah, he can sit right there. Anyway, so that's Kenneth Cheesebro right there, in case you didn't know. That's who we're talking about. Little Kenny Cheesebro. Little Kenny Cheesebro. Hi, Kenny Cheesebro. How are you? What's going on? Tell me what's going on. Ooh, what's going on? So in my vision, I did search Twitter threads, and I didn't do a very good job. Again, this is all half-assed. You know this. Come on now. Stop it. Stop acting like you're expecting something really good. Anyway, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and just Google what I have. But I know that there are people in the world, namely Gal Squad, who have the number on Kenneth Cheesebro like nobody's business. So I will always defer to Gal Squad, i.e. 5GW Hot Takes, Tina, Ghost of Tina, or Jay Rance and Clayburg. I will defer to those women because they know everything about these people. I know practically nothing. And is it right to be treated so bad when I'm serving Donald Trump, who's mad? I don't know this. I don't know this. I don't know all the tune to Can I Get a Witness? I can hear the refrain in my head, but I can't remember the other part. Okay. Anyway, so just know that there's better information out there, and it probably comes from Gal Squad. But I am not as functional as Gal Squad. Okay. Here we go. So now I think I want you to hold this mental image in your mind. Okay? An old white guy, namely the one standing up there behind the bar. And believe me, it scans. I bet it does, Neil. I bet it does. So the oh God. Okay. I don't know what is this eye is not cooperating. Okay, that's fine. Where's the weed? Have I smoked weed yet today? No, I haven't. Oh. Okay, anyway. Yeah, anyway. Okay. All right, so here's your mental image. Your mental image is this motherfucker up there in that picture, over there in that picture, sitting on a beach. Well, not a beach, but he's sipping a drink, watching the waves hit in Old San Juan outside the fort at a little bar. This man, I just want to tell you, he received 5 years probation. He paid $5,000 fine. And he's sitting in his home in Puerto Rico. So let's learn about who is this guy who's sitting in a bar in Puerto Rico and not in a courtroom. So I looked this up from Wikipedia. Cheesebro, born 1961. He's a few years older than me. American attorney known as the architect of the fake electors plot that conspired to overturn the 2020 U.S. presidential election. On August 14th, he was indicted along with 18 others in the Georgia election racketeering prosecution. Hi, Easily. How are you? Easily distracted? I am. Harvard and Northwestern trained. He was 5 years of a suspended sentence. $5,000 if you got a fine. I'm going to cry, actually. 100 hours of community service. The plea bargain, pled guilty to conspiracy to commit filing false documents in Georgia. He's pled guilty, as I don't quite understand the deal he struck, because it seems to be that he has pled in multiple states, but only Georgia has had this outcome. You know what I mean? It's almost like things went into hold or something on the other states. I don't really get it. So I need to part of this is me trying to understand what happened. Okay. So anyway, that's the basic line. He was a Democrat before 2016. He worked on the Al Gore's campaign fight against Bush. That's where he met John Eastman, who is on the other side. He represented George Bush in the Bush-Gore fight. So Kenny Cheesebro is not an unknown quantity. Let me just go to his wiki. And let me just see. Oh, hello. If there's anything else in here. Let's see. Oh, hello, Gus. All right. So he was a registered Democrat. He changed to independent So he was registered as an independent after 2016. His divorce happened in 2016. I don't know if there was anything related to what was happening in his life politically. You never know. That kind of shit can always make can make some problems. All right, we won't go on with that. But that's, that was his thing. He pled guilty in Georgia. Now this is I want to read this. This is this NPR story. How big can we make it? Oh, that's annoying. Okay, Kenneth Cheesebro. This is an NPR article. Kenneth Cheesebro, a lawyer who authored memos detailing how Republicans could send false slates of electors to Congress, has pled guilty in Georgia election interference case that charged him and 18 others. Cheesebro pleaded guilty Friday to one felony count of conspiracy to commit filing false documents. Prosecutors recommended he serve 5 years of probation, pay restitution, and complete community service along with testifying at trial. Jury selection for his trial had been slated to begin Friday. This is from October 20th, 2023. So this is 2 years, it's a year old. This is a year ago. Cheesebro, who requested a speedy trial, has been set to go trial alongside but took a plea deal on Thursday. Okay, so this is all old news. The planned October trial has been seen of a sort of first run. Okay, so we know that didn't happen. Cheesebro was charged in Georgia case with 7 felony counts, including racketeering. According to the indictment, one memo he wrote, quote, provides detailed state-specific instructions for how Trump presidential elector nominees in Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin would meet and cast electoral votes for Trump, even though he lost the election in those states. Yeah, he's a bad guy. Oh, okay. Well, that's not it. All right. So that's a little bit, you're starting to get to know this little piece of shit. And he literally pled in other states. So this is kind of what I wanted to, and he got to go home to Puerto Rico. All right. There we go. Terrible print this morning. All right, this is the actual Kenneth Cheesebro plea deal, I guess. I don't know how this goes. Let me get a little more comfortable. Sit up in your chair, baby. Sit up in your chair, baby. I have the best chair ever. It's not a fancy one, but it's a good one. Hi, CF. Okay. All right, let's go. Let's go. Oh my God. Hold on just a minute. What's the frequency? Kenneth, are you coming to school? Oh, yeah. Okay, and everyone else, all right, I'm going to be a little bit of a bitch here. All you chuds who have, like, YouTube channels, stop singing. Stop. I went and visited, Tommy Temper came to our show on whatever day. Thursday or something. So I went to his show yesterday. Holy shit. I can't even, the amount of stupid and hatred in that channel is just beyond me. Sorry, I said it out loud. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. Wow. Anyway, I don't know how I got off on that, but I did. Okay. So anyway, I think it's because I think about purposes and people doing shit and shows and what you say and what your intention is and what you're trying to create in the world and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God. All right, whatever. Me and my 6 viewers here enjoying learning about Kenneth Cheesebro will do just fine. It's 1 year since I stopped hate watching those freaks. I know. Well, I thought since Tommy came to my show, I thought, well, I'll go over to his. Well, that was a mistake. And he's got the most vile like he's got the guy who's stalking me is in there. There's a bunch of people who have been really vile. I don't get it. Those people don't deserve to be given any platform whatsoever. That Bullets and Butt Plugs and whatever his name is, he's a stalker. Like, he's stalking me and others, not just me. So, Tommy, do better. Get the fucking creepers out of your fucking... Well, don't. I don't care because I'm never coming back, but... Anyway, I don't know. That was weird. He subbed to my channel and all my content has been private since 2022. I fucking love that. I think that's great. I need this to like do something different. I know this thing is like constantly in my way. There we go. What about that? There we go. He needs to try stalking the detectives. Stalking the detectives. It's so cute. What? I don't get it. Stalking the detectives. I don't know. That sounds good though. Okay. All right. So this now we're way back. We're way back in Fulton County, Georgia. We were in Fulton County, Pennsylvania. Now we're back here in Georgia. So this is the plea deal that the transcript rather of the negotiated plea deal. Forgive me. It's not the plea deal. It's actually the transcript. So we're going to just skim through this a little bit because I want to understand a little bit more about his role and what we know about him. Okay. Oh, remember the good old days when we were like meting out justice? That was great. And transcript legend. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Is it affirmative? Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Sorry, I can't help it. Okay, we're gonna go on the record with the state versus Kenny Little Cheesebro. All right, so let's see. These are going through like the little thingamabobbers, little pooty parties and pooty pops and pooty pops and pooty pops. Oh hi, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? No, get away from my cheese. That's my cheese. My cheese. My cheese. Yeah. Oh, Gus likes cheese. Hey, no, how are you? It was my cheese. Get your own cheese. Okay. All right, so here we go. Blah, blah, blah. Kenny. What's the frequency, Kenny? Somebody killed Kenny. Are you under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medication today? Do you think Kenny smoked a few before he went in? I mean, like, is anyone going to test him? So I'd take the chance. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I would take the chance and I would be fucking high as fucking kite before I went in and did this. I'm sorry. I admit it. I probably would. I probably wouldn't lie, but I definitely would be fucked up. I wouldn't lie, but I'd be fucked up. He's playing Ghost Riders in the Sky and it's a perfect background. Ooh, I love it. Ghost Riders in the Sky. That's a good song. Okay. He's 62. Okay, yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right. Do you understand that you're originally charged in count 1 with RICO, count 9, conspiracy to commit impersonating a public officer, count 11, conspiracy to commit forgery, count 13, conspiracy to commit false filings and writings, count 15, conspiracy to commit false filing false documents, count 17, conspiracy to commit forgery, count 19, conspiracy to commit false statements and writings? Yes. Do you understand that the state that this is a negotiated plea and as part of that agreement, the state has agreed to null pros counts blah, 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 and will be moving forward on count 15 only? Interesting. Was your attorney advise you of the minimum? Okay. And do you understand that it carries a minimum of 1 year to a maximum of 5 years to serve? Do you understand that you have the right to plead either guilty or not guilty to this charge? And if you plead not guilty or if you plead not guilty or remain silent, you may receive a jury trial. Okay, so blah, blah. Okay, all the waivers, all the arrestments, you got arrest statements, you got to say all that. You got to say that this is a negotiated plea and all this stuff. Come on. What are we getting to any good parts, or is this all boring? And that you have truthfully testified. What's the proffer? Do we have the proffer? Your defendant has sent an apology letter, which we'll look at. It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, thanks. No, I know. It's not for everybody, but I appreciate the people who come here. It's good to see you. So once you've completed the first offender, you can honestly, okay, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This is all the plea deal. Do you understand? 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 You can't do this. You can't do that. He understood that he couldn't do the other stuff either, Your Honor, and yet he did it. So what the hell? Yikes. You understand if you went to trial, you would have the right to trial by jury. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Oh, is this all this is? Because if this is all this is dumb. I need him to say something interesting. Like, what'd you do? Oh, my God. Okay, here we go. This is the good part. If this case were to go to trial, the state would have shown the following. Between November 18th of 2020 and January 6th of 2021, the defendant and co-conspirators, Donald John Trump, Rudy William Louis Giuliani, John Charles Eastman, Ray Starling Smith III, Robert Cheeley, Michael Roman, and others entered into a criminal conspiracy to cause certain other co-conspirators, including David James Schaefer, Sean Micah Thresher, Still, all these other ones, to falsely hold themselves out as the duly elected and qualified electors for the president and vice president from Georgia following the November 3rd, 2020 presidential election. The objectives of the criminal conspiracy included the following. 1, to recruit certain individuals to falsely hold themselves out as duly elected and qualified presidential electors from Georgia. 2, to create false electoral college documents, including a false certificate of vote, purporting to have been made by the authority of the duly elected and qualified presidential electors from Georgia. 3, to falsely state that co-conspirator Donald John Trump had won all of Georgia's electoral college votes. Oh, excuse me. And 4, to deliver these false documents to the Georgia Secretary of State, the Chief Judge of the Northern District of Georgia, the Archivist of the United States, the President of the United States citizen, and the President of the Senate, being the Vice President, whatever. The purpose of creating these and delivering these false documents were to disrupt and delay the joint session of Congress on January the 6th, 2021, by using the false documents from Georgia and other states in an attempt to cause Vice President Michael Pence to violate the Electoral College Act and United States Constitution. This was part of a multi-state criminal conspiracy to unlawfully overturn the results of the November 3rd, 2020 presidential election in favor of the co-conspirator Donald John Trump, who did not win the election. Specifically pertaining to count 15 of the indictment. Yes, that's right. It's Labor Day. It's no Labor Day for some people, not everybody. Specifically pertaining to count 15, federal laws require the Electoral College documents are maintained in multiple places, including the United States District Court, in where the electors met and cast votes. In the Northern District of Georgia, Electoral College documents are maintained in the clerk's office administrative staff with other non-case related documents, including standing orders and orders from the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Documents maintained in the administrative safe are public records that can be inspected by members of the public and members blah, blah, blah. Overt acts committed to affect this object of the conspiracy included, but are not limited to, the following. 1. The defendant created and distributed false Electoral College documents to individuals in Georgia and in other states in coordination with Trump for President, Inc., also known as the Trump Campaign. The defendant provided detailed instructions to co-conspirators in Georgia and in other states for the creating and distributing of these false documents. 3, co-conspirator Trump and Eastman solicited the director of the Republican National Committee to assist in recruiting persons to serve as fake electors in Georgia as well as in other states. So wait a minute. The director of the Republican National Committee, are they talking about Ronna McDaniel? Because if it's Ronna McDaniel, why isn't she in any trouble? Did she do any of this? I have a question. Oh, sorry. Co-conspirator Giuliani solicited persons to serve as false electors and provided strategic instructions to several co-conspirators concerning the execution of the conspiracy in multiple states. 5, co-conspirator Schaefer, Sean Micah Still, Kathleen Latham, and others met at the Georgia State Capitol in Fulton County, Georgia on December the 14th, 2020, created false electoral college documents that falsely stated that the co-conspirator Trump had received all of Georgia's electoral college votes and delivered those false electoral college documents to Congress and other governmental entities. The co-conspirators also attempted to deliver a copy of the false electoral college documents to the Northern District of Georgia for the purpose of filing, entering, and recording those documents in that court, having reason to know that those documents contained materially false statements that the co-conspirators were the duly elected and qualified presidential electors of the state of Georgia. The defendant was personally also present on the grounds of the United States Capitol during a disruption in the delay of the joint session of Congress on January 6th. Yeah, he was. I'll find that picture. Okay, the state has no issue. Okay, then they go over this. Your Honor, just to clarify, that given good behavior and following the rules of the statute, Mr. Cheese would terminate after 3 years. Are you requesting immediate sealing, Mr. Grubman? All right, is there anything else? Okay, listen. Okay. Let me just go through this. Okay, so factual basis for the things. Okay, so that is fine. All right. So then, as part of that, he also, let's see, that was that. This is his apology letter. Remember this? Remember what a great apology letter he wrote? Yep. This was it. October 20th, 2023, that same date we were reading where he just did that transcript. I apologize to the citizens of the state of Georgia and of Fulton County for my involvement in count 15 of the indictment. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. This is why I'm doing these shows, okay? For my own edification and my own, frustration. Ken Cheesebro and others like him are the reason we are here. They were the brains trying to make real lies. And so I guess that's another reason when I watch Chuds or I watch Tommy or I watch, whoever else is the idiots on the internet who oversimplify this entire situation and blame the leftists because we're mean or something, or we call them names. I guess that's what he told me yesterday. He's like, you guys just call us names. Well, I don't know. I'm doing something a little more than calling names, but whatever. I get it. You're stupid and you can't handle smart women, so you wouldn't be able to follow what I do. But I just, I cannot believe the lack of intellectual anything on Chud's side. I just can't. I can't fucking wrap my brain around it. That you think that you have any intellectual approach to anything is amazing to me. And everyone is laughing at the Chuds. So, and I'm going to say again, Tommy, you need to get the fucking stalkers out of your chat if you want anybody normal to come in there, although I'll never go in there again. The people using the word libtards and sheeple are upset with being called names. Yeah. Well, and the thing is that's what they, the claim is that the leftists only call people names. Well, no. But okay. While people sit there and talk about the vice president in sexual terms or imply that she's only risen to the roles that she has because she gave blowjobs, that's disgusting. And if you have daughters or wives, your wife should be disgusted by you. And if she's not, she's a fucking simp. I don't care if you don't like the vice president. I don't care about any of that. But I've watched as that woman has been dragged through and been sexualized by men her entire career. And she absolutely is. That is absolutely disgusting. And it's offensive. And, I just, it's fucking offensive. How fucking disgusting of you. You have no idea what you're talking about. You don't know anything about what she's accomplished. And, I'm not even like a huge Kamala fan, but I'm definitely, not going to stand by as she is maligned by some fucking overblown paniculus, who can't see his feet when he stands. Fuck you. You're not even good enough to lick her shoes. Sorry. That's vile and disgusting. And his wife should tell him so. But she's probably just as disgusting as he is. So, hope you don't have daughters or granddaughters. Because they should turn their back on you too. Anyway, that pisses me off. I'm sorry. Because that's what happens to women their entire career. Is if you do well, people claim that you've slept your way to the top or something ridiculous like that, which first of all, there's just not enough worthy men to sleep your way to the top, frankly. And no, you've had to do it with your brain. So yeah, exactly. Some men are really angry about women feeling empowered to reject them. Globally reject them, not just personally, right? Exactly. Right, exactly. But I'm like, God, I'm just fucking sick of it. So yeah, no, you're not welcome here, Tommy. You're not welcome here. I can't believe what I heard in the few minutes that I stayed in your show yesterday. It was fucking disgusting, and it was all coming from you. So you're fucking disgusting. Sorry. Your wife should be embarrassed. And we'll, yeah. Ugh. 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 Oh my God. Yeah. Why don't you have Daisy on? You're really good at that. These guys love their fucking racist cunts. Okay, now we're going to go on to the Harvard Crimson. Well, the Harvard Crimson. Because I want to look into a little bit of more about who Kenny Cheesebro was. Who is Kenny Cheesebro? Let's see. This is from the Harvard Crimson, which is the Harvard whatever. I don't know. It's their journal. And it's not the law journal, but it's like their paper. I don't know. School paper. It's a school paper. It's a school paper. Okay. The architect of the whole plan, Harvard law graduate Ken Cheesebro's path to January 6. On January 6, Ken Cheesebro was seen outside the Capitol wearing a red Trump 2020 hat as rioters amassed around the building, according to CNN. But 2 decades earlier, In Bush v. Gore, Cheesebro worked extensively under liberal legal scholar Lawrence Tribe to craft a legal justification to recount votes in Florida. Oh, this is the tiniest print in the world. Let's see what we can do. Okay, good. All right, here we go. There we go. This was September 8th, 2023, so right before the plea deal that we just witnessed. A month before the plea deal that we just talked about. Here we go. In 2000, long before Kenneth Cheesebro entered the limelight as co-conspirator 5 in the Justice Department's indictment of Donald J. Trump, he worked under the tutelage of Harvard law professor Lawrence Tribe for another high-profile presidential candidate, former Vice President Al Gore. Hi, Lee. Good morning. Fell back asleep. Oh, I love this. Oh, I adore it. I really adore that. Okay, wait. Sorry, my nose is running again. Oh, okay. Cheesebro, who had began working with Tribe as a student in the law school, continued as one of his research assistants well after graduating from Harvard Law School in 1986. 2 decades after he worked with the liberal legal scholar on cases Tribe described as mostly for the victims of corporate greed and of government abuse, Cheesebro joined Trump's legal team. 6 days after the 2020 presidential election, Cheesebro was contacted by Trump's legal team, and soon after, he became a central player in the campaign's efforts to overturn Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election. Oh, wait, Neil says, I was relieved to see no one quoting the disgusting sexual allegations. Oh, my God. Against Kamala. Then Claire McCaskill tweets, it's awful that people accuse. Yeah, Claire McCaskill can fuck all the way off. Claire McCaskill is a self-serving cunt. I'm done with Claire McCaskill. She can sit in her fucking camera-ready kitchen with her camera-ready cakes and fuck all the way off. I'm so mad. It makes me so mad. And I don't even like, oh my God, my eyelash is completely falling off. Hold on, everybody. We've got it. We've got damage. We've got drama. Hold on. We have drama right here in River City. Ah! My eyes are falling apart. Hold on. What happened? Hold on. We've got a problem. We've got a eyelash down, everybody. She doesn't add anything to the McCaskill panel. She's a bitch. She's an old bitch, and she left Congress right when she shouldn't have. They're all brave until they need to actually do something for the fucking world. I don't know how did this happen? Oops, here we go. Hold on, let me fix this, then I'll come back. I'll fix this, and then, yeah. Okay, listen. Hi, Peace Love. She doesn't add anything, and I think she left Congress, right? I don't think she was voted out. I think she gave up because she was having a really good time being on TV and thought, oh, I just want to be on TV. That's what I think. I think she wanted to spend time with her grandkids. Hold on. Oh, my God. I think it's my eyes too. Okay, come on now. Really? Really, Grease? Oh, that's not going to work. Okay. All right, hold on. We've got just a little repair job we have to do. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Wikipedia says Josh Hawley defeated her. Oh, okay. Well, she didn't work hard enough then. Anyway, she pisses me off because, frankly, I think that she should have done more. And I think she does. She sits there on MSNBC, and when she started to get like the hold on. When she started to get like the MSNBC gig, she totally fucking left everything. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do like major. Oh, Missouri. That's where my dad's from. I've been to Missouri. It's beautiful. I mean, it's crazy, but it's beautiful. Hold on to your love. Oh, that's a problem. Hold on to your love. Well, this is just not going to work. Okay, well, you know what? That's fine. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Are you coming to school? Oh, yeah. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. You went to see one, or you would like to go see one? You would like to see one. Oh. Why? Why, though? I wonder if that's going to stay on. I don't know. I've been doing like false eyelashes for a minute, and it's just like they're not working too well. I don't know what I'm doing. And now I have like da-da-da-da. It's just not going to stay on. I don't think you're gonna stay on. I don't think you're gonna stay on. I don't think you're gonna stay on. God, I hate being a woman. You know what men do? They put on a fucking t-shirt and turn on the camera. Oh, that's just not going to stay on. What's the frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth? Okay, well, if my eyelash falls off in the middle of the show, just ignore it and keep going. Okay? Because that's what pros do. So if I pull a Lucy and my thing, if I pull a Lucy and my lashes fall out, just fucking move on. Move on. You're not dating me anyway, so what do you care if I don't have an eyelash on? I feel like it's going to fall off at any minute. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading this. Is the Wrightsville video still up? I don't know. Shady Vance. Oh my God, Max. That's so good. He does eyeliner. I know. I probably should just do eyeliner. I just want to see if this is like staying on. That is not staying on. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Well, it's going to stay on for a second. We'll deal with it. If it falls off and I look really stupid, would you tell me, please? It looks pretty dumb though. Okay. Anyway, I look like a who down in Whoville. Okay. Anyway, I don't know. Fat face, glands swollen, eyelashes falling off, falling asleep all the time. What the fuck? All right. Well, I still don't think Claire McCaskill's doing enough, so there. Okay. All right. 6 days after. Okay. He outlined a plan to appoint false electors in states Biden won, with the goal of using then Vice President Mike Pence's ceremonial role in the electoral vote count on January 6 to instead declare Donald Trump the winner. In the August 1st federal indictment of Trump, Special Counsel Jack Smith described Cheesebro, without naming him, instead referring to him as co-conspirator 5, as an attorney who assisted in devising and attempting to implement a plan to submit fraudulent slates of presidential electors to obstruct the certification proceeding. On January 6, Cheesebro was seen outside the Capitol wearing a Trump 2020 hat. Hi, Neil. I'm sorry, but I did take it down. I was thinking of adding music, and when I mute and I put you in my purse. That's cute. That's cute. Let's see. Here we go. Let's see. Where am I? 2 decades. Oh, okay. 2 decades earlier, in Bush v. Gore, Cheesebro worked extensively under Tribe to craft a legal justification to recount votes in Florida. He later cited his former mentor in a series of confidential memos for the Trump campaign that conveyed his plan to use an alternate slate of electors to stop the Biden campaign from reaching 270 electoral votes. Tribe has since publicly referred to Cheesebro's citation of his work as a, quote, gross misrepresentation of his scholarship. From the very first memo, he was twisting the research and making it clear that there were no limits of honesty or principle that would prevent him from basically scheming to overturn the election, Tribe said. It's not as though you can make a legal argument for having a fake elector, he added. Don't drink olive oil out of the bottle. Cheesebro and this is the Harvard Review, the Harvard Crimson has ads for drinking olive oil out of the bottle. Okay? What's going on here? Okay, here we go. And Cheesebro and his attorney didn't respond. Okay. Cheesebro currently faces seven criminal charges in Georgia relating to the effort to overturn the election, along with Trump and 17 other co-defendants. He has since pled not guilty on all counts and requested his trial be expedited and severed from proceedings from the other defendants, which we found out puts the olive oil down. Carla, good morning. I love you. On Wednesday, this was a month before, remember, that he told to he pled guilty. So we read his plea deal a month after this article was written. Okay. On Wednesday, McAfee denied his motion to sever his case. Okay, blah, blah, blah. When Cheesebro arrived at the law school in 1983, Tribe, just 41 years old at the time, had already argued before the United States Supreme Court 6 times and had attained tenure at age 30. Wow, okay. A seat in one of Tribe's classes, let alone on his research team, was highly coveted. Everyone wanted to take his class, said Jack, school graduate and member of the Harvard Law Review alongside Cheesebro. For his part, Cheesebro, nicknamed the Cheese, both in reference to his Wisconsin roots and his surname, was described by many of his classmates as an extremely hard worker. When Cheesebro offered to be one of Tribe's research assistants after taking his constitutional law class, Tribe agreed and said Cheesebro could be counted on for thorough legal research. Working for Tribe, Cheesebro joined a high-powered group of law students, including Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan and former President Barack Obama, in which Tribe said Cheesebro held his own in terms of intellectual acumen and thoroughness. Still, it was pretty clear that Cheesebro was less mature than some of the others and didn't have the same kind of judgment, Tribe said. God, look at what a nerd. What a nerd he is. Let's see. Unlike the other apprentices, Cheesebro spent time on the law school's campus and worked for Tribe long after he graduated. Tribe would go on to argue 29 more cases before the highest court, of which at least one, Bush v. Gore, intimately involved Cheesebro. Bush v. Gore arose out of the 2000 presidential election. Gore won the popular vote, but the Electoral College count came down to Florida, where the margin of victory for George Bush was less than 0.5%. After a machine recount, Bush led by just 327 votes. The Florida Supreme Court ordered an immediate manual recount in 4 counties, but the Bush campaign positioned the Supreme Court to prevent it. Tribe, assisted by Cheesebro, among others, served as lead counsel on Gore's legal team in the wake of the contested election. If I ever figure out the editing thing and use music, oh, yeah, fun. Yeah. Oh, until after the Ashley Madison hack? Really? Really, Carla? Cheesebro was a Democrat until after the Ashley Madison hack? Interesting. Okay, blah, blah, blah. The Florida Supreme Court ordered an immediate manual recount in 4 counties, but the Bush campaign petitioned the Supreme Court to prevent it. Tribe, assisted by Cheesebro, among others, served as lead counsel on Gore's legal team in the wake of the contested election. Oh, we read that. In a 7-2 decision, the court ruled that the recount violated the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, confirming Bush's victory. Importantly, the court also ruled that a recount could not take place because the safe harbor deadline, the final cutoff for resolving presidential elector disputes, had passed. After the Supreme Court ruled in Bush's favor in December 2000, Cheesebro continued to work with Tribe on a range of cases that were mostly on the liberal side of things, according to Tribe. I think I took a number of things for granted because on the cases on which he worked so enthusiastically were cases I felt committed to both legally and morally. I somewhat assumed that he was on the same page, Tribe said. He was always, if anything, too much of a kind of yes man, Tribe added. During their last conversation, Cheesebro tried to convince Tribe to invest in Bitcoin after its launch in 2009. When I told him I wasn't interested, I think that was the last I ever heard from him, Tribe said. The same man who was recently indicted for the fake elector scheme to keep Trump a Republican in the White House appeared for most of his career, at least outwardly, to be a Democrat. In addition to working on mostly liberal legal causes with Tribe, Cheesebro was a registered Democrat until 2016 and appeared committed to the party through his political contributions, donating to the likes of former President Bill Clinton and former Secretary of State John Kerry early in his career. Cheesebro also expressed enthusiastic support for Obama when he was a political candidate. Law school classmate Jeffrey Toobin, 82, another of Tribe's former research assistants, said Cheesebro aimed to push the envelope by making creative, aggressive legal arguments. Toobin said he believes Cheesebro applied these tactics in his recent work for Trump. It's just that he did it here for a politically contradictory goal to all his goals for the rest of his life, said Toobin, a former Crimson editor. His views, at least according to the state of Georgia, were not just aggressive, they were criminal. Cheesebro dropped his affiliation with the Democratic Party to become an independent voter in 2016, marking the start of his public transformation to a staunch Republican. He began working with former judge and Trump campaign attorney Jim Trupis and began donating to the party's candidates, including Trump. The timing coincided with both his divorce from his wife of more than 20 years and communication with Tribe, boasting a several million-dollar profit from investing in Bitcoin through digital asset management firm Grayscale Investments. Who is Grayscale Investments? Now I can't remember. I can't remember. Mark Mayerson, one of Cheesebro's first-year section mates at Harvard Law School, disagreed with the characterization of Cheesebro as a liberal in his earlier years. Working with Tribe, who was super famous and everything, is sensible, but I didn't think it really reflected his political commitments per se, Meyerson said. Ken was guilty of being just a committed lawyer and being lost in the technical interests of the question. Okay. He added, it's not uncommon in my experience as a lawyer for 35 years that people sometimes lose sight of true north, meaning, in my vocabulary, some sort of moral direction. Tribe described Cheesebro as a people pleaser and said he was sure that it was connected to how he glommed onto the Trump cult when he did. On November 18th, 2020, Cheesebro sent a confidential memo to Trupis, a fellow Trump attorney, titled The Real Deadline for Settling a State's Electoral Votes, an early document detailing key aspects of the fake elector scheme. Sorry, I need a drink of coffee. When was the Ashley Madison hack? Was that 2016? 2015? Can't remember. Excuse me. In the memo, Cheesebro argued that the true deadline for courts to settle electoral vote disputes in the 2020 election was not the December 8th safe harbor deadline by which states must choose electors and resolve disputes over their choices, or the December 14th voting deadline, but instead January 6th, when Congress meets to count the votes. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I think I want to read this. Let's go crazy. How long is it? I don't think it's that long. I think it's like a 6-page memo or something. Okay, I'm going to read this memo because, damn it, I want to do it. I think it's only 6 pages. Oh, it's only 7 pages. Okay, I'm going to read this. Hold on. I know we're jumping around, but it's okay. Okay, this is the memo. Okay. This is to Trupis from Cheesebro, November 18th, 2020. The real deadline for settling a state's electoral votes. You asked for a written summary of the legal analysis. This is what Ken Cheesebro thought was right. Oh, 2015. Well, then there you go, Carla. Hello. You asked for a written summary of the legal analysis underlying my suggestion during our conference call that in any judicial review of the canvassing recounting in Wisconsin, keep in mind this man is sitting at his home right now, today, as we read this. This fucker is sitting pretty in Puerto Rico at his home, having paid $5,000 and agreed to a 5-year suspended sentence, and 100 hours community service. That is what this man who wrote this memo is received. Okay? I just want you to hold that in the back of your mind. Ugh. Summary. Okay, here we go. There is a very strong argument supported by historical precedent, in particular the 1960 Kennedy-Nixon contest. No, it didn't. That the real deadline for a finding by the Wisconsin courts or possibly by its legislature in favor of the president and vice president is not December 8th, nor even December 14th, but January 6th. Assuming the electors pledged to Trump and Pence end up meeting in the Wisconsin Capitol on December 14th to cast their votes and then send their votes to the president of the Senate in time to be opened on January 6th, a court decision or perhaps a state legislative determination rendered after December 14th in favor of the Trump-Pence slate of electors should be considered timely. On this view, the only real deadline during the next month is the December 14th deadline to cast electoral votes, so that any state judicial proceedings which extend past that date, working toward resolution of who has won Wisconsin's electoral votes, are entirely compatible with federal law, provided that they are completed by January 6. January 6 hard deadline. The date which has ultimate significance under federal law, as Justice Ginsburg aptly noted, is the 6th day of January, set by U.S. Code 3, Section 15, on which the Senate and House determine the validity of electoral votes. Bush v. Gore. That is the first date on which any electoral votes are actually counted. On that date, the 12th Amendment directs, quote, the President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all the certificates and the votes shall then be counted. What must happen on December 14th? Again, this is all Ken writing this. The other date of particular federal significance is the date that the 10 Wisconsin electors pledged respectively to Trump, Pence, and Biden-Harris must meet in Madison to actually cast their electoral votes, if those votes are later to be eligible to be counted in Congress on January 6. Article 2, blah, blah, gives Congress the power to specify the date on which the electors shall give their votes, which day shall be the same throughout the United States. Exercising that power, Congress has mandated that the electors shall meet and give their votes on the first Monday after the second Wednesday in December, this year, December 14th, blah, blah, blah. In accordance with Section 7, the Wisconsin legislature has directed that the electors for president and vice president shall meet at the state capitol on noon. Prudence dictates that the 10 electors pledged to Trump and Pence meet and cast their votes on December 14th, unless by then the race has been conceded. It is highly uncertain, given the language in Article 2 requiring that all electors throughout the United States vote on the same day, whether Congress could validly count electoral votes cast on a later date. It may seem odd that electors pledged to Trump and Pence might meet and cast their votes on December 14th, even if, at that juncture, the Trump-Pence ticket is behind in the vote count and no certificate of election has been issued in favor of Trump and Pence. However, a fair reading of the federal statute suggests that this is a reasonable course of action. The basic responsibility of the electors is to make and sign 6 certificates of the votes given by them for president and vice president, blah, blah, blah. Seal up the certificates. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. The actions are carried out without any involvement by state officials. Okay. I don't know. Who cares? It also seems clear that if, before the electors cast their votes, the candidates for whom they are voting have been issued certificates of election, it is the duty of the governor to deliver the certificates to the electors on or before the day they are required to meet, and the electors are then to attach the certificates to the electoral votes they transmit to the president of the Senate. But nothing in federal law requires states to resolve controversies over electoral votes prior to the meeting of the electors. Indeed, there is no set deadline for a state to transmit to Congress a certification of which slate of electors has been determined to be the valid one. Wait, there is no set... What? Really? The duty of a state governor is merely to transmit the certification as soon as practicable after the conclusion of the appointment of electors in such state by the final ascertainment under and in pursuance of the laws of state, blah, blah, blah. I'm so happy you got to go in a game with Wrigley. Oh, I might be a little biased, but I think Wrigley's the best place. Oh, I haven't been to Wrigley. It's nice. Oh, God. 1960. Okay. The reasonableness of the above statutory analysis and prudence of the Trump-Pence electors meeting in Madison on December 14th to cast their votes and transmit them to Congress, regardless of the status of the electoral contest in Wisconsin at the juncture, is illustrated by how the Democratic Party handled the uncertainty over electoral votes in Hawaii in the 1960s. Okay, here's the thing about Hawaii. There was an official recount underway in Hawaii at the time of the electoral vote. of the meeting of the electors. At that point, everyone agreed that both slates of electors would meet and cast pending the outcome of the recount. It was a very specific situation and very different from what was handled in Wisconsin and other states. So 1960, Kennedy has nothing to do with anything about 2020. Completely different situation. Completely. Okay. And I think the difference in count was like 150 votes or something ridiculous. I mean, it was terrible. 141. There you go. Okay. Even though, remarkably, Hawaii's electoral votes were counted in favor of Kennedy and Johnson when the votes were opened in Congress on January 6th, even though they did not arrive in Congress until that very morning. On the date the Electoral College met, in December 19th, Nixon's electors had in hand certificates from the Hawaii governor certifying that Nixon had won. The Kennedy electors nonetheless also met and voted that day to preserve the possibility that their votes, but everybody knew that they would do that. On the same day, a Hawaii court ordered a recount of the entire state. Listen, it's not the same. I know they want it to be the same so badly. It's just not. Only on December 28th did the Hawaii courts issue a final decision, finding that Kennedy had in fact won the state by 105 votes. That's what it was. Because the Kennedy electors had taken care to vote on the proper day and the governor signed an amended certificate of election. See, the governor was also involved in Hawaii. The governor was not involved in Wisconsin. They were not. So, there you go. Let's see. We're counted after Vice President Nixon is capacity to... Although it should be noted, the votes were counted only after Vice President Nixon, in his capacity as President of the Senate, suggested without objection that the votes be counted in favor of Kennedy in order not to delay the further count of the electoral vote and without the intent of establishing a precedent. Nixon did that. Nixon. Even Nixon. These guys are worse than Nixon. Give me a break. But really, oversimplify all these situations, chuds. Go ahead. Oversimplify everything because you're so intellectually corrupt and bankrupt that you can't possibly understand, I guess, what I'm reading, let alone use your brain about what is right in the world and what is wrong. I was so disgusted. Yesterday. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. Okay. I am so morally superior to all of the fucking chuds on this fucking app. I am morally superior. Period. Full stop. That's it. That's all she wrote. Nothing in Wisconsin law is inconsistent with the Trump-Pence electors casting their votes on December 14th. Okay, so we're still on Kennedy, but that's not really true. So I'm not going to read this whole thing because I don't want to give him that much. Conclusion. The position taken by the Trump-Pence campaign regarding the outside deadline for resolving post-election challenges could conceivably end up proving critical to the result of this election. If so, it would not be the first time. The failure of the Gore team in 2000 to focus on the real deadline early enough was a clear mistake. Thus, the issue of the real deadline should be examined carefully in the future so that the campaign presents a clear and united front concerning it. Reflecting on the failure of the Gore challenge to Bush's victory in Florida, Ron Klain observed in 2002 essay that time was our enemy to an extent that cannot be underestimated. Klain's early mistake was to overlook the possibility that January 6 might be the real deadline for resolving the matter of who had won Florida's electoral votes. As Klain recounted when he went on CNN shortly after the election, he, quote, rather offhandedly noted that there was plenty of time for a full and fair counting of the people's votes, given that the electoral votes were not scheduled to be counted until December 18th. The timetable for Gore to win the recount was further truncated by Gore attorney David Boies. It sounds like a little bit of sour grapes. Bye, peace, love. I'll see you later. Bye. Let's see. On November 20th, he had said that the election would be over on December 12th because of an obscure. Okay, that's boring. Yeah, this sounds like he had like a little bit of gore, a little bit of like angst over the Gore case. Like maybe he wasn't invited to like the after party or something, or maybe he didn't get a t-shirt. I don't know. He seems of what I had written. Quote, under Florida law, there really was no requirement to get the counting done until the very last minute, until January 6th of next year, in which the new president would be inaugurated, Tribe said in an interview. He took that and more or less deleted the parts of the sentence that made it all about Florida and pretended that I had somehow reached the conclusion that you could disregard deadlines, including the deadline set in the Electoral Count Act. That I had never remotely thought. Harvard Law School professor Dershowitz, douchebag, who previously publicly feuded with Tribe over matters concerning Trump, disagreed with the characterizations of Tribe's work as having a completely different meaning from Cheesebro's argument. No two cases are ever the same. This is a quote. No two elections are ever the same. No two protests about elections are ever the same. That's the dumbest statement I've ever heard. Dershowitz said, but there is a striking similarity between some of the arguments made by Lawrence Tribe on behalf of Al Gore and some of the arguments made by Cheesebro and some of the other defendants in the Trump case. There are differences too, but there are similarities. That says nothing. In a second public memo from December 6th, Cheesebro wrote to Troopus with the subject line, important that all Trump-Pence electors vote on December 14th. Cheesebro wrote the memo as a follow-up to his November 18th memo, writing about the possibility of enacting an alternate slate of electors in support of the Trump campaign. Cheesebro wrote in this document that he was not necessarily advising this course of action, but that it is important that the alternate slates of electors meet and vote on December 14th if we are to create a scenario under which Biden can be prevented from reaching 270 electoral votes. I'm not necessarily advising this course of action, and the vice president and need not make a decision on how to proceed until January 6th. And obviously, there are many factors that will come to bear on how he proceeds, assuming the race has not been conceded before January 6th. My point here is that it is important that the alternate slates of electors meet and vote on December 14th if we are to create a scenario under which Biden can be prevented from reaching 270 electoral votes, even if Trump has not managed by then to obtain court decisions or state legislative resolutions invalidating enough results to push Biden below 270. I just want to make a note of this document. I want to put it in the Cheesebro file. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. He also wrote on December 4th he also wrote that prior to December 14th, there should be messaging that presents this as a routine measure, that it is necessary to ensure that in the event of the courts or state legislatures were to later conclude that Trump actually won the state, the correct electoral slate can be counted in Congress in January. Bye, peace, love. Mm-hmm. If the Trump campaign ends up deciding to have all of its electors vote on December 14th, even in the states in which Trump has not been declared the winner, presumably word of this will leak out prior to December 14th. So perhaps before then, there should be messaging that presents this as a routine measure that is necessary to ensure that in the event of the courts or state. Okay. Interesting. So he's giving the cover up and the crime. Okay, I get it. I don't want to talk about Hawaii in 1960. In the December 6 memo, Cheesebro also referenced Tribe's Harvard Law Review article that cited his November 18th memo, saying that Tribe has likewise noted that the only real deadline for a state's electoral votes to be finalized is before Congress starts to count the votes on January 6th. He says, Professor Tribe, a key Biden supporter and fervent Trump critic. Oh my God. He's so weird. When did this guy become so fucking weird? Like, why did he become such a simp? Did he have a tape? Like, is there compromise or something on Ken Cheesebro that caused him to become such a nutbag? I don't know. Oh, this lash is falling off. The lash may not make it through the whole show. Oh my God, there's the dog. Okay, I got to get the dog. We're going to take a break. All right, I'll be RB. Hold on. Stop. You're pressuring me. I'm scared. Okay, BRB. hold on. Dog really needed to go. That dog really needed to go. That dog really needed to go. That dog really needed to go. And he did. Oops. Wow. Okay, well this just isn't going to happen. Okay, let's fund some eyelashes for Lolo. How about that? We're going to fund eyelashes for Lolo. Get her back. Not doing her own eyelashes. So Lolo needs to get a job. Yeah, I know. Eyelashes are actually not that important. Okay. But you know, I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm not sure what I was going to say. Okay, wait. Let me turn the music off. I love my lounge music. All right. Where are we? Are we back? We're back. Okay, hold on. Oops. Let me turn my camera on. Okay, I'm back. All right. Sorry. Let's see. It's a true ballpark. Oh, Wrigley Field. I've been to, well, Candlestick. That was my big Candlestick Park. Not AT&T. Candlestick. Yeah, right? I think I need to move to Canada where they have subsidized eyelashes. So I don't even think that's on, but that's okay. What is it? If it falls off in the middle of the show, just, you know, have fun with that. Clip it. I don't know. I don't know if he's Havana syndromed. I don't know what happened to. I think Cheesebro is a bitter man. But here's my thing. I actually am really upset. Like, I'm really on the verge of, like, tears. Because, oh, why is the kitty... Kitty, you need to sit over where people can see your face. Come here. Come over here. Hey. Hey. Come here. Come here. Lay down. Lay down. I don't know what he's doing. Okay. Anyway, hopefully he lays down. He was laying down in the hallway. I don't know why he can't lay down here. Come here. Come here. Just ignore the dog. Come here. Sam. Sammy. Sam. I hate my cats. I hate my cats. Actually, that's not true. I love my cats. But anyways, well. You know, it's going to be one of those Mondays. It's going to be a Monday that acts like a Monday. Acts like a fucking Monday. Okay. Anyway, please start. I'm going on. Okay. All right. Where were we? Where am I? He also argued that Pence, in his role overseeing the electoral count, would have the option to both open and count the votes, and that anything in the Electoral Act to the contrary is unconstitutional. In essence, allowing Pence to count the Trump electors and discard the lawful Biden electors from the contested states. On January 6th, this is from his memo, in a solemn and constitutionally defensible manner, consistent with the clear indications that this is what the framers of the Constitution intended and expected, and consistent with precedent from the first 70 years of our nation's history, Vice President Pence, presiding over the joint session, takes the position that it is his constitutional power and duty alone, as President of the Senate, to both open and count the votes, and that anything in the Electoral Count Act to the contrary is unconstitutional. Oh, interesting. In a third memo from December 9th, 2020, Cheesebro wrote to Trupus about instructions for creating an alternate slate of electors in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The memo was titled Statutory Requirements for December 14th Electoral Votes. In the document, Cheesebro details requirements in federal and state law for the alternate electors, at times raising doubts about the feasibility of the plan. In conclusion, it appears by voting by an alternate slate of electors is unproblematic in Arizona and Wisconsin, slightly problematic in Michigan, requiring access to the Senate chamber, and somewhat dicey in Georgia and Pennsylvania in the event that one or more electors don't attend, require gubernatorial ratification of alternates, and very problematic in Nevada, given the role accorded to the Secretary of State. So this is a memo written in December of 2020 where it isn't that in light of contested elections, it is agreed that there will be two slates of electors pending resolution of any conflict, right? There is no, if you remember back to that time, yes, there were a lot of cases. There was 64 legal challenges to the election throughout November, December, January. So there were plenty of legal challenges, but none of them were valid enough to require both slates of electors, right? And because, I think in Michigan, we're seeing, when we watched the preliminary hearings of the fake electors in Michigan, you got a sense of how convoluted this particular crime is, right? Because a lot of it can look like, well, we were just planning in case something didn't happen. Well, we were just being careful. Well, but then why did you have to hide it? So it's very frustrating that people taking actions to upend and disenfranchise voters, because that's in essence what you're doing. If you're denying the validity of the 2020 election, or denying that certain votes should be counted because they were counted at a certain time of day, or they were, whatever. You can't, that is not a valid reason to overturn an election. Yeah. So it's truly like this sour grape. I know, anyway. Okay. I'm losing my focus here. All right. But I guess the guilt of consciousness here in this paragraph, in this conclusion, that's what I'm really referring to, is the guilt of consciousness. Like you know you're doing something wrong, and you're not doing it in the open, because otherwise it would have been done in the open, and much more open than it was done. It was only done in the open because people have access to social media and they film things. That's why we knew what we knew. Okay? It's because of social media. That's why we know what happened with the electors. That's different than having a situation where you're going to, as a state or whatever, decide that you have, as you did in 1960 in Hawaii, two slates of electors pending the outcome of an official recount. And half-assed court cases don't count. They just don't. Okay. So Cheesebro wanted us, but this is like all old news because he was not actually. This is an interesting statement, actually. According to Tubin, Cheesebro's former classmate and former CNN, the guy who showed his dick on TV, the central issue in Cheesebro's case in Georgia is the line between aggressive lawyering and instructing clients to break the law. We don't want to criminalize aggressive lawyering, but at the same time, we don't want to give lawyers immunity from conspiracy charges just because they're lawyers. According to Dershowitz, the choice to prosecute Trump, Cheesebro, and their co-defendants in Georgia was an example of a, quote, double standard, and that in both the Gore and Trump cases, there should not have been criminal prosecution. Dershowitz added that while a lawyer cannot knowingly advise a client to break the law, a lawyer can advise a client to take actions which are later determined to be in violation of the law, as long as he had a good faith and reasonable belief that he was acting within the law. In both the state and federal cases, there is widespread... you have to judge it at the time he made the recommendations, and you have to judge it through the prism of his own reasonable beliefs. Give me a break. Fuck off, you fucking child rapist. In both the state and federal cases, there is widespread speculation that one or more of Trump's alleged accomplices may agree to cooperate. Yeah, whatever. Flipping. Okay, flipping. According to the indictment, Cheesebro and former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani, one of the former presidents, is co-conspirator one, discussed the use of fraudulent electors at length. The indictment alleges Giuliani instructed Cheesebro to distribute his memos to state governments. The tribe speculated that if Cheesebro had any useful information for prosecutors, it would be in relation to Giuliani or ex-Trump attorney John Eastman, who is referenced in the indictment as co-conspirator two. Harvey Silvergate, Eastman's co-counsel and 1967 graduate of the law school, said in any case with multiple defendants, there is always a fear that other okay, fine. Yeah, they're going to make they can make up things that Eastman said that he really didn't say. It's not that hard. Who's a member of the downstairs house? Okay, whatever. For his part, Silvergate said Eastman will not make a deal with prosecutors and hopes his case will get severed so that we can try the case months from now rather than years from now. God. I can't. I can't. Oh my God, I can't. I can't believe this. I can't believe the fucking... Okay. I'm not going to read that anymore. I'll put all these links in the description of the video so that all the links are there for all these articles. I won't go through all of these today because we're actually coming up on 2 hours. So I think I'm going to close down for now. But it seems like we might have to have a Cheesebro week. Maybe we have a Cheesebro week. Because I got a lot. I got a lot of stuff to read. We have stuff we got to read. But I think I'm going to go ahead and shut that down now. Hold on, let me get to. Because I just want to talk to you guys for a minute. With my broken eyelash. My wonky eyelash and my depression and my bad skin and all that. You know, let's do all that. Let me take this off. There we go. There we go. Nice. Oops. There we go. That's better. That's better. He must have given some very important information. Cheesebro week with cheese and the wine in the evening. Yeah, exactly. It's cheese and wine week. He must have given some very important information. Wanted to say thanks for the support last week. My friend is doing better. I'm so glad, Lee. I got your note. I'm so happy. I had no idea, and I'm so grateful you're there. Like, there's some really good people in this group. We really help each other out in real life too. And that's what I love. I love our Twitter family. Our Twitter extended family. You're welcome. Yeah, we're gonna talk more about Cheesebro maybe tomorrow. That is great news. We'll make it through. Actually, Cheesebro will probably be done by tomorrow because I have stuff, but we'll get through it. And then I want to move on to someone like Paul Manafort, I think. I don't know. I have to decide. Anybody have any ideas of someone they want to do a little bit of a DB dive, a toe dip in? Anybody we want to dip our toes in? Let me know. Let me know in the chat if you have someone you really want to know about. Since the SCOTUS has said anything about the president done his legal Biden, I know, but Max, they won't. You know they won't. You know they won't. You know they're not gonna do the same thing that maggots do. And now, I don't know, maybe they'll do something about they have to do something about the Supreme Court, because the Supreme Court will basically stop anything, any progress that we make regarding justice or anything, really. I mean, think about it. They're going to be ruling on issues having to do with voting access. They'll have issues, the SCOTUS will impact all aspects of our lives. So to me, we cannot do anything until we address the issue with a compromised SCOTUS. Ooh, Eric Prince toe dip. Let's do it. I love it. Eric Prince of Darkness. Maybe I'll ask Insider if he wants to come on and talk. No problem. Oren, hello. How are you? Let's do an Eric Prince toe dip. I'll ask, maybe I can get Insider to come on and do a voice thing with the show. Is it true? Is Tina the Mike Roman? Yes. Tina is the Mike Roman expert. Where he came from, because his name keeps popping up in the weirdest places. I know, Mike Roman's like all over the place. Yeah, okay, so I now have two. We have Eric Prince and we have Mike Roman. Actually, Mike Roman would actually be a good one too. So I think this week, I'll bet you this week we could make it through the rest of Cheesebro, and then we could do Eric Prince, and then we could do Mike Roman. Let's do it. I'll do Eric Prince on Wednesday and Mike Roman on Thursday and maybe Friday. We'll see. We'll see how much I can dig up from now. I should be able to go into Tina's Twitter and just pull a bunch of Mike Roman stuff, because she's got it. She's got it all there. So I think I'll do that. That'll be fun. I know, I'm always interested in Eric Prince. I think and he's back. Like, he's back, right? He's fucking back. He's making moves. I am also interested. Here's the thing. Oh my God, you guys. I am so interested to see what happens with this Andrew Tate thing, because with Andrew Tate being yoinked and then the Telegram guy being yoinked, I have a feeling we're gonna learn a lot in the Telegram kind of Eastern European shit. I think there's going to be a lot that comes. And Pavel Durov. Yep, the Telegram guy. I think we're going to have some more little bombs drop, Mike Roman is scum, Neil says. He was the liaison between the Trumpists and the GOP in the U.S. and the Freedom Convoy in Ottawa. Was Mike Roman connected with Tamara Litch and all those? And what's his name? Who's the guy? Pat King. Was he connected to them, Neil? That's interesting. That would be interesting. Badger knows. Badger keeps an eye on all things Canada. There are photos of him meeting with convoy organizers. That makes sense. Roman is convicted in the convoy connected. Yes, Lee. Mike Roman is a very interesting little jerk. We probably should move him we should probably do him first and then do Eric Prince. But somehow this week we'll get through both of those. Well, all three of these maggots. We got a lot of maggots to get through. And I got to do it before we got court cases coming up. So this is our dead time when we don't have any daily court cases, where we have to do our learning. We have to do our background research. So together, we're going to do our background research on these little characters that are going to be I think they're going to be very important. I think Ken Cheesebro is going to be very important. And recent documents show that a bunch of conservative politicians in Canada donated money to the convoy. Yes. Will there be cat butt? I don't know. The cats are very disappointing. I'm going to have a talk with their agent and see what the fuck they think is happening here and how they actually think the cat food gets to the house. Oh, I know. That was so amazing. Warren, I love that video. Right? Wait, the IDU? Is that what are you saying that? Roman was the number 2 man in the ID. What does that mean? The IDU? Badger was almost pulled out of their truck by a bunch of insane Canadians and may still be furious. Oh, shit. Okay. There you go. Well, Badger has a right to be then. God damn it. Stephen fucking Harper. That's right. Stephen fucking Harper. But is that what you mean, Neil? Roman was the number 2 man in the IDU, International Democratic Union. Yeah, run by ex-Canadian PM Stephen Harper. Oh, he runs it. I did not know that he ran the IDU. Weren't they the ones who, working with Indian, weren't they working to assassinate an Indian national who was living in Canada? Is that what I'm remembered? The IDU is for right-wing polls. Yes, it's a front for right-wing politicals. Yeah. I think Mike Roman is Canadian by birth. I think. I'm not sure, but somehow I remember hearing that. No, he's American? Okay, Neil knows. Thank you, Neil. But he's from like Wisconsin or something or somewhere up there, right? I think he's from the central, like northern plains. Northern Midwest. The Indian lady that was speaking out about something. I don't remember, Oren, but there was a woman I thought there was an Indian national living in Canada who was there was some kind of a assassination attempt or something. I know. I have a very vague. I have to look it up. But I thought that there was determination that the IDU was behind the assassination attempt. I shouldn't speak anymore because I need to get more data on it. But when I do the Mike Roman thing, I'm going to pull the IDU stuff on that because that is interesting. She's in witness protection here. Oh, perhaps. Anyway, when Roman was indicted in the Trump stuff, he suddenly disappeared from the IDU website. Interesting. How do they think that that's not? I know Modi. Modi's a fucking asshole. Modi is a fucking autocratic despot. Period. One of the worst leaders in the world. I remember working in anti-slavery in India when he came to power, and it sent a chill through efforts to work on the ground in India with nonprofits because he didn't want any foreigners or something. I can't remember exactly what the controversy was, but when he first came to power, he made it very hard for foreign shit to happen on the ground to help people. I get it. I don't want, I have real feelings about white savior and all that bullshit. And I think it's a real thing. And I think that's why I no longer, do like international development work because it's not my job to go over and, tell people what to do. A Sikh independence activist who was a Canadian citizen was assassinated in British Columbia. Intelligence services indicated the killing was planned in committee by Indian intelligence. Thank you, Neil. That's what I thought. And I thought it was the IDU. So, yeah. Wow. That's fucking weird. Yeah, Modi's a piece of shit. He is a piece of fucking shit. Isn't it interesting, Neil? Oh, I know why I'm on Top Chat. I think it keeps switching to Top Chat. I don't really get it. Anyways, well, 2 hours in. This has been great. This has been a good start. to our week of Meet the Maggots. Also, Indian bot servers have been connected to conservative leader Polaver's Twitter X account. Well, that's not shocking at all. Isn't it sad that we're watching things happen in Canada as they have happened in the United States? I'm not saying that they haven't happened in Canada at the same time, but perhaps it may have happened or ramped up in America sooner than it did in Canada. But it feels like Canada is going through what America probably went through, when this all kind of started rumbling. And we can't stop it. We still can't stop it from happening in Canada. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand this. I don't understand this. And the reason I'm doing this show, these shows about Meet the Maggots, is I want the planners. I think we need to be speaking much more about the planners of insurrection. And I don't just mean January 6th. I mean the entire insurgency to overtake democracy. The entire insurgency to create a kleptocracy in this country where the rich people are the ones in charge. They privatize all the services. That is what I want to prevent. That's what I want to speak out against. And so these shows are ways for me to learn more about these individuals, but then hopefully you will also maybe learn something about the individuals, or maybe you already knew and you can add in through the chat what you know. But I think collectively we need to have an understanding of who the shitheads are and be able to point them out on the street. Because only through creating, I think, a greater collective consciousness about what is wrong with the body politic right now will we be able to fix it. So I know. Thank you, Neil and Badger, coming in with the Canadian DL today. I really appreciate that so much. It's so important. It's so important. Polaver is demanding a snap election now because he sees Trump losing and he knows if the U.S. votes in Harris, cons are unlikely to go against the tide. That's fascinating, Neil. That is fascinating. Which document? Because there was a couple, but I think the last one I was reading was from the Harvard Crimson. Let me put it in the chat, actually. Hold on. Hi, Paul J. How are you? How are you? How you doing? How you doing today? What about Ivan Raiklin? Oh, yeah. We should do a toe dip in him. Let's do that. Let's do an Ivan Raiklin toe dip. Okay, wait. I'm going to make a list here. Hold on. So here's what the Harvard Crimson on Cheesebro. That's the Crimson article on Cheesebro. It's worldwide. Look at France. I know. And Germany, right? I mean, Italy. I mean, it is worldwide. I'm not saying it's not worldwide, but it's like, we just can't seem to like, yeah, I agree with you, Neil. I think that if you're right, it's interesting. All these people that want snap elections too. All right. Let me see. Let's see. Wait, what was I going to do? Wait, you guys said something really fun. Really good. And I was, Ivan Raiklin. I knew. That's it. I'm writing things down. Okay. I got myself a calendar so I could write things down. I'm trying anything to organize myself. Okay. So we did Cheesebro. I'm going to do Cheesebro. I'm going to finish up Cheesebro tomorrow. And then I think I'm going to start on Mike Roman. And then we'll do Mike Roman on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we'll do Eric Prince. But then I want to write down... Wait, who am I writing down? Oh, Ivan. Just the tip. Just the tip gnome. Okay, I've got all those names. All right. So that's our plan. We've got a plan, people. We're not wasting time while fucking Congress isn't in session or, like court cases are on hold. We're not wasting any fucking time at all, bitches. Yeah, Prince. Eric Prince, Mike Roman. This week is Eric Prince, Mike Roman, and maybe Ivan Raiklin. Maybe. If we get to him. If not, he goes into next week. Next week, I do know... No, maybe not next week. Maybe the week after. Middle September, there are some important court dates. They won't be court dates that we can watch, but they will be ones we can pay attention to during our morning shows. So we'll go from there. And that's it. All right. Well, okay. Thank you for sharing 2 hours of your morning with me. I really appreciate it. Or if you did, but if you didn't, please come back. Today is Monday. So guess what that means? We have a space tonight on Twitter at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, everything in between and outside. So come to our Set the Tone space tonight, 5 p.m. I'll be there. And we're going to set the tone for the week so that we have a great week, or as good a week as we could start off with. So tune in to my Twitter, Lolo13251797. Just rolls right off the tongue. So make sure you hit up my Twitter tonight at 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And we'll just like chill and talk and laugh and cry and do all the things we do, but we'll do it together. And that's the most important part. All right, let's get this party started. This week's going to get banging. I hope you're all going to have some kind of barbecue or something today. I think that's the requirement. So to all my friends who are, I am so happy you have a day off. If you do have a day off, I'm so happy. I hope you have the best day off. And I just hope your week is nice and short when it comes to work shit, but nice and long when it comes to fun shit. Okay? So talk to you tonight. And then I'll see you tomorrow morning. So please come back. Thanks for all your suggestions and your information and your help as always. You're the most amazing people on the internet. And I'm really lucky. I'm really lucky that you all have joined this journey that we're on. So thanks again. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Grilling something is mandatory. I think otherwise they take your Labor Day card away. So be careful out there. Don't get stuck. Don't get caught make sure you're barbecuing something or else you're going to get arrested. That's what Max said. I don't know. All right. I love you guys. Have a great Labor Day. I'll see you tonight.